Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Wanted to do another ammo test today, trying out the 7.62 by 39 Arsenal 122 grain FMJ ammo. Currently, as you saw on the box here, this is imported by Global Ordnance, but in the past it has been imported, I believe, maybe directly by Arsenal. I don't recall exactly, it doesn't really matter. Point is, for this test, what I'm going to be doing is 10 rounds of this versus 10 rounds of Silver Bear, which I have loaded in here, so you can see. Just from the prone position at 100 yards, I have the target right down there. I've already got 30 loaded here. I'll download this, of course, to 10 later. It's a pretty interesting round. You've got a green sealant around the primer and the bullet, lacquered case itself, which is always nice for longevity. I heard other people mention that the Silver Bear, the coating they have on here can corrode, so that is something to keep in mind as far as a long-term ammo is concerned. We're just going to see how it shoots as far as accuracy is concerned, and also consistency. I'm going to be testing this with a lab radar. One thing to note on there, I'm not sure, I didn't see anywhere that said what exactly the velocity should be on this ammo. However, it is 4 degrees Fahrenheit currently, very little wind, but it is extremely cold, so we should expect to see some bit slower velocities with this. The gun itself is completely clean. I previously had almost 1,000 rounds on here without cleaning it, which can lead to the potential for a flyer. So really quick, before we do anything at all, I'm going to go ahead and just shoot a few foulers here, and then we'll go ahead and get started with the actual test. Okay, just 5 rounds into a pile of garbage there. So that'll be plenty for foulers, so we shouldn't have any flyers. Usually I still see at least one flyer. I think it's probably the first one, just something with how it's loaded. But we'll see. There shouldn't be any from an oiled bore and stuff like that. As far as what I'm expecting, this is very, very far from a precision rifle, and I have a lot of rounds on it, so usually I'm getting about 5.5 MOA with the Silver Bear. So keep that in mind. We can use this as a good comparison regardless of the lack of actual precision on this, because we can still compare the results, and then you can kind of extrapolate from there on your rifle if one is more or less accurate, or if they're about the same. They should probably be about the same in most rifles. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, we're getting started here with the Arsenal ammo. All right, those were all great shots, but we're gonna go see how those did, and I'm gonna get 10 of the Silver Bear loaded, and we'll shoot those next. Here we are. Next up is Silver Bear. These are the soft points. And we're doing another 10, same bullseye and everything. Those all seem good as well, so I'm going to go see how those both did, and we'll review the target. Right, back from the range. I've gotten everything measured and got the velocities and all that, but let's go ahead and start with the accuracy itself. So everything was shooting a bit low. doesn't really matter. The precision here is actually pretty good, and that's a bit weird to say when this is 4.8 MOA, but that is how well the Arsenal did right there. As you can see, I colored them all in red. Then we got the blue here is the Silver Bear, which did actually a little on the bad side. Now, the average in the past, and I've shot a lot of groups with this. Prior to this, I have 10 groups, and the average MOA between all of those is 6.7. I've had some that are all the way up in the 8 MOA range, and some that are around 5. So this is right in that ballpark, though it is on the higher side. I'm not sure why the very last round, the 10th one, I was actually having trouble finding it on the camera, but it did go all the way down here. I saw it when I went up to the target. Very, just barely nicked the target here. So that's the extreme spread there. But this is actually the best that I have recorded with this Wasser 10, 4.8 MOA. So that's really impressive. This ammo is very cheap, but actually did really well. Arsenal Bulgarian ammo. I've always been impressed by their AKs, and it does seem their ammo is really impressive as well, at least so far. Now, as for the muzzle velocities, I'll put up all the exact ones on the screen here, but just for the averages, the Arsenal here, it had a median velocity of 2,329 feet per second, and I think more importantly was the standard deviation, which was 32.6 feet per second, which is kind of large, but let's compare it to the Silver Bear. So the median on the Silver Bear here was 2,322, so a little bit just barely slower. I think it's may even balance out if I would have shot more and just had more samples. So very similar in terms of that, but the standard deviation on this Silver Bear here was actually 43, or well, I'll round it up. I'll say 44 feet per second. So actually a lot different there. Compared to your precision ammo, obviously both of these, that's a massive standard deviation, but comparing between the two, that's a pretty decent spread that you see by comparison. So not bad there either. Neither of these are the most precise. I feel like it's something I should mention because I've had comments from people before like, this is AK ammo, 7.62 by 39 out of a cheap Wasser. So it's not going to be the most accurate thing in the world. You'll probably, if you really want to, you could build up a rifle that's going to be quite a bit more accurate with 7.62 or 5.45, any of those sorts of com block calibers. But in the past, I have shot sub-MOA 5 round groups, which personally I feel like don't really count. I'm more of a fan of counting 10 round groups, as I've done here, because then it kind of factors in a bit more of the barrel heating up on the rifle. So I feel like they're a bit more of an accurate representation of what is actually going on with the rifle. And usually I shoot about, well, the best I've shot is about a 1.5, and that's generally the ballpark of what I get with 10 round groups. So I'm not the best shooter in the world by any means, but you know, just keep in mind that it's not me in this case. As far as this ammo and this gun is concerned, this is actually really good. So I'm definitely going to be picking up more of this Arsenal. One last thing, also do keep in mind, this is just one group. I have a lot more groups of the Silver Bear, and ideally I would be doing significantly more tests, but just for a quick video, this is what I wanted to do. And of course, because I am going to probably be stocking up on a lot more of this, because this is quite impressive for this rifle, I'll probably end up with more groups in the future. From this test, at least, it does seem like pretty good ammo. So, hope you all found this informative. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any other questions, and thank you for watching. See you all in the next one.